Hello and welcome to Warcraft Daily for today, the 30th of August 2013. So in today's news we have a few little interesting things. The main thing is the movie stuff, which I'll get onto in a minute. Then there's some blue posts, some Battlefield Baron stuff. It's not the most crowded day of news, but hey, whatever. We have the cool movie stuff to talk about. So there was recently a casting call and a whole bunch of like PDFs and things have been circulating around the place. And it seems like a lot of people, you know, we don't know if this leak is true, but a lot of people say it's the kind of leak that could be true or could not be true. It's not definitely a hoax, let's just say that. Now, it's not a full script, but it's just like a bit of flavor text from a casting call. To get the original PDF would cost me $60 and I wouldn't like legally be able to talk about it in specific. So pretty much it says that a whole bunch of things about Arthas and stuff like that. Now most importantly though is that there's one excerpt from it which apparently the guy in Blizz Planet was able to quote. I don't know why, I think it was like re-quoting from another website. But it's about the movie. Now, let's go. It says, his evil is legend, Lord of the Undead Scourge, wielder of the Runeblade Frostmourne, and enemy of the free peoples of Azeroth. The Lich King is an entity of incalculable power and unparalleled malice. His icy soul utterly consumed by his plan to destroy all life on the world of Warcraft. Don't like that last sentence, it should say all life on Azeroth, but whatever. But it was not always so. Long before his soul was fused with that of the Orc Shaman Ner'zhul, the Lich King was Arthas Menethil, Crown Prince of Lordaeron and faithful Paladin of the Silver Hand. When a plague of undeath threatened all he loved, Arthas was driven to pursue an ill-fated quest for a runeblade powerful enough to save his homeland. Yet the object of his strength would exact a heavy price from its new master, bringing a horrifying descent into damnation. Arthas's path would lead him through the Arctic northern wastes towards the Frozen Throne, where he would face, at long last, the darkest of destinies. Now, that's just a little thing from the casting call for the movie. Whether that's true or not, or is bullshit, we don't know, but it seemed pretty legit. The guy at Blizz Planet, I was originally not going to bother talking about this, but he did say that he started tracking down like addresses and things, and all did link back to like a company in Vancouver. So this, you know, that could all be faked, but it seems quite likely that it's, I don't know, maybe it's true, maybe it's not, whatever. Now, there was previous rumours about it being with Khadgar and Medivh. This was ignited, and this rumour was talked about by Bleeding Cool way back in July the 31st. I made a daily about it. And, yeah, I was pretty much behind that, and, I don't know, we have had a lot of Arthas, but I also think that Arthas' story, it's the most mass marketable, and I hate saying that, but it's a story that people can, I suppose, like, people can, you know, see, and they can see a sort of tragic hero, and honestly, tragic heroes, or tragic villains, whatever, they're such a, I suppose they're kind of overplayed, aren't they, that fall into madness or corruption or something, and it's something Blizzard has really just relied on way too much, but it is a good story, and a lot of people enjoyed Wrath of the Lich King's story. I know some people had issues with the rating and stuff, but a lot of people did like the story. Even the expansion's harshest critics said that its leveling experience was very good, and I'd agree with that. So yeah, Arthas is good. It would probably go down pretty okay with a cinema audience. It's a little bit more palatable to non-Warcraft people than, say, like Burning Legion would be. Although as a Warcraft person, I really want Burning Legion. And, you know, right now I think I need to mention that a lot of the players of World of Warcraft think that this movie should be, like, it should, like, be so, like, totally based in the game, have, you know, everything exactly perfect, blah, blah, blah. And I think, you know, while that's kind of cool if you play the game, that will result in a movie that's bad. That approach has led to bad movies all the time in games, and with, you know, when you get a director like Duncan Jones, who is really one of the best directors around at the minute, when you look at his past history and the fact everything he's made has been brilliant, you need to take the source material and then you need to work out what way you can transition that to the big screen while still keeping the sort of, you know, the soul, the spirit of the intellectual property. Like, if you take a look at, say, Lord of the Rings, now, a lot of the, you know, ultra Tolkien enthusiasts were initially pretty pissed off at some of the omissions that Jackson made, and I think it would actually be pretty relevant to say that the people who are angry about the differences from the books are probably the World of Warcraft players who are angry about any differences from the game. but it was definitely, I think everyone can say that making those changes from the original source material was to the benefit of the movie. They were immense movies, and right now the best way to sell Warcraft as an IP is to make a brilliant movie that people talk about, that the critics love, that's got great characters, great writing, that's not cheesy, that is just a great movie. You know, they can still like have little nods and hints to the game and stuff like that in through the movie, and throw in things that us as players of the game and people who already know the lore, we will see that and be like, ah, yeah, that's cool. But to other people who go in, they see this rich, really well thought out, well written universe that Warcraft is. It's a great lore. And they sometimes bork it up in the game in the last 2 expansions, but it's great lore. And what the movie's about is just, you know, showing that in its best form, as best as it can be transitioned over to the movie screen, and I hope that's what they managed to pull off. It's starting production in January 2014, which is only a few months away. Should be very nice. And hopefully we managed, like, I don't know, get a teaser. I really hope that at BlizzCon there's a movie teaser or something like that. Anyway, with that said, let's move on to Battlefield Barons. Now, this is just to clarify some things, because it seems like there was like a lot of confusion and stuff about Battlefield Barons. It's going away when 5.4 hits. All items apart from the 24-slot bag, the Brawlers Guild gloves, and that summoning stone will be removed. So Radical Mojos can't be obtained, and also the associated title is no longer in the game. Also, the Mojos will not turn bind on accounts, so if there's anything you want on any character that's not the bag, the gloves, or the summoning stone, you have like 10 or 11 days to get it, so go get it. Now, let's move on to Blue Posts and round off this show. They said that they are changing mastery enchants like Windsong to not proc mastery in characters that are under level 80. And said they'll do something like crit or haste, which is useful. And they also said that Connected Realms will take faction balance into account, but it won't be their primary concern, because at the end of the day, it's pretty hard to do that when most PvE realms are alliance leaning and most PvP realms are horde leaning. So if you're merging 2 PvE realms, it's going to be kind of hard to get really balanced factions. But still, upping the population on both will be helpful to everyone no matter what. And finally, the last little thing I want to say is that the Dawn of the Aspects Part 5 ebook is out on Amazon, I think, today, and the full paperback of the whole thing is coming out in November. So that's it for today's Warcraft Daily. I'm amazed I managed to squeeze a daily out of what very, very little news there was, but hey, movie talk's always fun, and I think I expect a lot of people to disagree with me in the comments. Because that happened the last time. Everyone was like, no, this, you know, the movie should be for the people who play the game, blah blah blah. I just don't think that's what's best for Blizzard. I don't think it's what's best for Warcraft as a license, and honestly, the strength of the license is something that is important to us, because if they make this this movie that only really appeals to 8 million people, and of those 8 million, maybe 3 million or 2 million are in like China, so this movie's not really relevant to them. So what, like you make a game that's ultra tailored to the players, what, you have 5 million people? That's fuck all when it comes to movies. There's no way you're going to make a good movie out of that. So what they need to do is, you know, just take the lore, take the story of Arthas, make it as good as it can for the movies. And also, like, people, this is not about selling World of Warcraft, this is about making a great movie. And what will sell World of Warcraft the best is making a great Warcraft movie that doesn't care about the game, you know, its history of being a game. It doesn't care about any of that other stuff. It just takes the lore that's been written and makes the best possible experience from it. That's what they need to do. Anyway, enough for me. Thank you for watching. I will see you next time.